Yeah, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna try and make this short. It's gonna be at least probably 5 minutes. This whole thing with Whitney Houston, people need to understand something. This song that she sang, I'm Every Woman. Remember what a woman is. A woman is not a female. A woman is an entity. It is a chaotic, well, it's probably what you envision as all your ex-girlfriends. It's not what you think. It's an entity. And so if we move down and we look at the second verse for song, it comes out to be something of more or less of witchcraft. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's the second verse. I can cast a spell of secrets you can't tell. Mix a special brew, put fire inside of you. Anytime you feel danger or fear, that instantly I will appear. What the fuck does this have to do with being every woman? It doesn't if you think of woman in the way that you've been taught. It does if you think about it as an entity that is of another dimensional existence. Something that is not what you would say, something that you would deal with on a regular basis like you would your wife, which is a female. This is a totally different gig we're talking about here. That's why that's in that song that way. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. The woman is the lesser of the two. You have the creator and you have those that are in witchcraft that represent the creation. And because they cannot create, but only mimic, they say and they tell everybody in their own way through powers and through governments that we did all of this. But they didn't really do all of this. They just fucking stole it. So let's go through this again. I know you've seen it already. We're going to go through it again so you understand. Woman, late Old English. Women, W-I-M-M-A-N. Plural, women. Okay? They changed the spelling, so it changes the meaning. Here we are here. Then it goes B, women. It goes through all this stuff, and then it says a niece, neptus, okay? Lie, V, women. So the next word we're going to look at is neptus. Neptus. So we have to move on and see what neptus is. Okay, here we are. As a primary nursing mother of the incarnate pharaoh god Horus, Nephthys, also considered to be the nurse of the reigning pharaoh himself through other goddesses, could assume this role. Nephthys was also usually portrayed in this function. In contrast, Nephthys is sometimes referred to as a rather ferocious and dangerous divinity. Sounds like a dragon, doesn't it? So when David Icke does his videos about dragons, well, you know where that comes from. Okay, this comes from Egypt, and it's representing the woman, capable of incinerating the enemies of the pharaoh with her fiery breath. But the most important thing is the next verse, or the next line. I'm sorry. Nephthys, also named Nephthys, is a witch of time and space. And what is it that I've been telling you guys from the beginning? Controls time and space. It's Saturn, and Saturn represents the woman. And the woman is the entity that has absconded the creation. Period. So when this broad, whatever the fuck, Whitney Houston, says I'm every woman, yeah, she's every one of those things. And guess what their name is? I am Legion. Right out of the Bible. When Jesus cast the demon out, he said, what is your name? He said, my name is Legion. Black people are not demons. That song is representing that. And that song is saying, I'm all of these things. And Hollywood is loaded with this bullshit. So fuck you, Whitney Houston. Good riddance. Glad you're gone. It's one for our side, so fuck you, you bitch. Okay. I'm gonna try and explain this to you the best way I can. This is a children's show on a TV station that's specifically for children called House of Anubis. Now, as you can see, they're all dressed in purple. Well, we know what purple is. Who is Anubis? Well, let's take a look at who Anubis is. See, it says Plutarch, based on the ancient Egyptian traditions, treatises of Isis and Osiris, equated Anubis or Anbu with Saturn. What we need to do is I have to get past this point, and I haven't said anything because it's a little Blink, shut up. You know, it's going to get a little bit graphic here, so I don't want anybody to get offended, but this is the reality of it, and you're going to have to live with it. Okay? So, here goes. This is the logo for the show, House of Anubis. Now, I want you to look at something very closely. You see the eye, okay? You see the logo above it. You see how there's a reflection below it. If you turn it on its side, it looks like the planet Saturn. Here's what the deal is, and I've tried to explain this in a very gentle and direct way, but now I think I'm going to have to be a little bit more direct. Saturn, when it's elliptical, when you can see it, basically what this is representing is, if we look at this thing standing on end, it represents the female vagina. Because Saturn is lesser than the regular sun, it represents the woman. Remember I told you about the woman? The woman is just another name for the Phoenicians. Those that came from somewhere else, fallen angels or aliens. And because they are not the creator, they have assumed the position of the creator because he is not here at the moment. And so he's not really going to be real happy when he returns and sees what happens. So they use their symbol, which is Saturn, to represent their existence and their power over humanity. And so they do it in a sexist type of way where they use Saturn and people assume that it's a planet, but it is not. It is the female vagina. All you have to do is go look at the doors on a Catholic church. Go look at the doors on a Hindu temple. They all got the curve and they go up to a point because it represents the female vagina, which does not represent the female as you know your mother and your sister and your wife or your girlfriend. It represents the ones that are lesser than the creator. They have stolen this creation and claimed it as their own. Their color is the color purple, just like the movie with Oprah Winfrey, the color purple, and just like Prince, purple rain. Okay, it isn't rain like rain from the sky. It's rain as in I have domination over you. Okay? You have to understand. This is why back in the 70s, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but there was a big thing going on for a long time when they kept saying, God is a woman. And let me just bring that up for you. Okay, so when we look here, since God's gender has long been a hot topic for approximately the last 2 decades, owing in large part to the impact of the women's liberation movement and the sexual revolution. Books with titles like When God Was a Woman, The Feminine Face of God, Woman's Spirit Uprising. Okay? A woman is another creation. It comes from the 2nd verse in Genesis. It is not the female that was created with Adam. This is some other creation. Okay, it's DNA because it was taken from the rib of Adam, which is the RNA, which is it has to do with genetics. The Bible is loaded with this stuff. This is why it says when God was a woman, because the God of this planet is represented by the female, and the female is represented by the planet Saturn, which represents the vagina, which is the lesser of the two. The phallic symbol, or the man's penis, represents the real creator. Now, these things don't have them because they're hermaphrodites. They're androgynous, I'm sorry. They don't have either. But they know that they're not the creator, but they've appeared to be. Now, I can get into more in depth on this at another point. But, you know, what we're dealing with here is a whole nother, I don't want to say a race because they're an angelic, demonic, alien, whatever you want to call them. This is their symbol. The planet Saturn is their symbol. Are they from there? I do not know. But I do know that the planet Saturn represents the woman, and the woman, her vagina is what represents or tries to take power over the male, which is the creation from God, from the Creator. And so this is what this whole thing is about. When you see churches that have a dome with a cross on top, a cross is, the crucifix is nothing more than an X with an extension. Okay? And that always sits on top of the dome. Why? Because the dome represents the male phallic symbol, and the X, the black X, represents the vagina. It's the X box. Okay? Remember what I told you about the X box? The Xbox 360? So we have an X, and then we have a circle. So the circle represents Saturn. It represents the whole. That's why when you get married, the ring goes on the finger, because it represents the female opening. The finger going through it represents, the finger going through it represents a phallic. And so the hole is going over the finger, representing the authority over the phallic, which is basically this race superseding the Creator. It's all based on sex for that reason. Not that it's all about sex, but it's sex that represents these things, these aliens, demonic, whatever you want to call it, their way of pushing their agenda. So, you know, when you look at stuff, understand that whoever these Phoenicians were, they're the ones that are representing this whole female aspect, this of destruction and chaos. You know, it's a living creature in some facet or another on a different dimension, but it is chaotic. It hates man because we are of the real Creator. They are not. So because man is greater than the woman just in nature, and that's what the Phoenicians always went after, they have chosen to wear underwear with dick holes in it. In other words, it's like a woman wearing men's underwear but doesn't have the equipment. You follow me? Okay, real quick, I just ran across this by accident. Notice what it says. Anubis. Okay, cruelty may be found in destruction. We have Phoenician purple. It says, but silence can be found in loyalty. Secret societies. Down here it says, Sailor Saturn. Notice it is a woman. Okay? And if you notice the way the eyes are shaped, they're shaped in a hexagon. Okay? Wake up, people. It says silence and loyalty. I want to bring this up real quick. We are called the human race. Why? Think about what it's saying. A human race. They're making us compete with each other. Black against white. Hispanic against black. They're forcing us, you know, to compete with each other and to kill one another. Drop out of the race because it's just a gag for them. These things have everybody on the agenda list to be wiped out. Okay? Get out of the human race. Because it isn't worth it. But there is one particular group that thinks they're above all others. And they're real big into DNA. Matter of fact, I think it's a couple of them that claim to hate each other, but they really don't. You know that thing what happened in World War II? You know, we got one story, and then, you know, that one group was doing all kinds of disgusting experiments on the other group. You'll figure it out. But I want you just to read this little bit coming up and understand that this is another entity that hates humanity. Demons, aliens, whatever you want to call it, it all works out the same. You may have to enlarge your screen to read this, but please do, because it's well worth to read, especially when it's a kid's show. Okay, that's it. I'll get more into this later. Ciao. Okay? The phrase, a third world country. The Bible tells us that this has at least happened 2 times. The first time was in the creation, where God said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. The second one is where in the book of John, it says, they use the word tohu babohu, which means to make waste, void, or desolate. There's 2 times. The third time is in Revelations, where John says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and the first earth had passed away. So we're talking at least 2 times. And so we hear the catchphrase all the time, a third world country. We're a third world country. This is the third world. The Bible is not just about here. I know this is hard for some people to accept. It's hard to understand that there's other things living here besides men. No, we are not the cream of the crop.